Put away strategy, pallet storage. This type of strategy is based on storing different handling unit types in the EWM system. And for storing these different types of handling units, EWM uses a so-called storage bin sectioning. Like we can see in this schematic picture, the handling unit type KA18 basically sections the storage bin into 3 parts, whereas the handling unit type KA17 splits the storage type into 4 equal parts. As the name already suggests, this type of strategy can be used for pallets, but actually in my 10+ years of implementing SAP EWM warehouse management systems, I used this strategy a lot, but funny enough, never for actual pallets, but for other types of handling units. Well, and in order to set up this type of strategy, let us have a look at what settings we need to make. Strategy settings. In order to use the pallet storage strategy, we need to do the following settings. Storage behavior, pallet storage. Put away rule, empty bin. Handling unit type check, active. And HU requirement, also active. Well, that is basically all the settings we need to do, at least on storage type level. But as we already explained it to you, this strategy is based on 2 things: handling unit types and the sectioning of storage bins. So let us head to the EWM system and check out what we need to customize in order to get this type of strategy to work. Storage bin sectioning. So let us head to the customizing once again. We open the Extended Warehouse Management menu. We open the Goods Receipt Process menu. We head to Strategies. This time we are working with a put away rule node, and we open the Storage Behavior for Pallets node. And here we can find the 2 settings we need to make. And the first one is to define a storage bin sectioning. What we can see right here are basically 2 separate storage bin sectioning options. The option 1, which allows 1 handling unit per section based on a storage bin type K1, which results in 1 position. And we got the option 2, which allows 1 handling unit per section on a storage bin type K1, which results in 2 positions, the position 1 and the position 2. Well, that seems pretty complicated, but actually it isn't. Once we went through all the customizing settings and we post an example together, you will understand how that customizing works. So let us head back. And the second thing we need to maintain is the bin sectioning per bin type and handling unit type. What we customize right here is basically how the storage bin sectioning is going to react for which handling unit type we want to put away in our storage type ATL in this example. The entries can basically be read like this. For warehouse number 150 and storage type ATL, we want a storage bin sectioning of 2 for the handling unit type KA17. And we want a storage bin sectioning 1 for handling unit type KA18. If we now add the screen from before, we can see what this means. Putting away a handling unit type KA18 will result in sectioning the storage bin into 1 piece, which basically translates to, if we put away a KA18, only 1 KA18 is going to fit on that bin. But if we put away a handling unit type KA17, this will result in sectioning 2, and that translates to 2 sections, meaning if we put away one KA17, the EWM system is going to split the storage bin and allows one additional KA17 on the second section. Since this step is pretty important, let us show that in a schematic picture. Let us assume we have 2 storage bins in our storage type ATL. We got one bin called A and we have another one called B. Both storage bins have the storage bin type K1, and we have 2 handling units we want to store in here. A handling unit with a KA17 HU type and a handling unit with KA18. If we now put away the KA18 handling unit, the EWM system will look at the sectioning in the customizing. And the customizing says sectioning 1. And that means that after putting away the handling unit, the bin is fully occupied. If we now create a put away warehouse task for the handling unit with HU type KA17, the EWM system is going to sectioning again. And this time the sectioning results in 2, which basically tells the EWM system to split the storage bin in the middle and create 2 sub-bins, of which one will be occupied by our handling unit and the other one is going to be empty. Well, let us now head back to the customizing of the EWM system, because we need to make one additional setting. This time we head to the cross-process settings. We open the handling units node, we head to basics, and we had to define HU types for each storage type, because up to now we did set up a customizing on how to split the bins within our storage type, but we didn't allow certain handling unit types in our storage type. And that is what we are going to do right now. Well, this is basically customized the only way it makes sense. In our storage type ATL, we allow the handling unit types KA17 and KA18, because these were the ones we customized the other settings to. And that is it on the customizing part for the pallet strategy. Now, in order to fully understand how that kind of logic works, let us check out another example. Example. Now, in order for this kind of put-away strategy to work, we need to make sure that our handling unit has the correct handling unit type. So let us check that out in the pack transaction. We enter the handling unit we later want to perform the put-away process for, and we execute it. In the hierarchy, we double-click on the handling unit. And the Detail 1 tab shows us what we are looking for, the handling unit type. And in this case, we got a KA17 handling unit type. As we remember, this should result in sectioning the storage bin into 2 parts. Now we need to create the put-away warehouse task. And since we are operating a pallet storage strategy right now, we obviously need to create a handling unit warehouse task. So let us do that. We enter our handling unit and we execute our selection. We again switch to the form view and we are telling the warehouse task creation that the destination storage type should be ATL. And that is it. We just need to confirm and save the warehouse task creation. And again, the EWM system shows us what we wanted, a successfully created warehouse task. Well, and now let us check out what happened. So let us head to the warehouse monitor again. And like we always do for checking out if everything worked just fine, we head to the Documents node and open the Warehouse Task node. We enter our handling unit and select the Open Warehouse Tasks. And here we can see what happened. the put-away strategy determined a bin that has a -1 at the end. And what that means, we are going to check out right now. So let us go back to the stock and bin node. We double-click on the storage bin node. Now, since the storage bin looks kinda strange to us, let's just delete the -1 and go with an asterisk. And here we go. This is what a sectioned storage bin in EWM looks like. We got one main bin that we created in the system originally. And by applying a palette strategy, the EWM system determined that the bin had to be sectioned into two sub-bins, one with a -1 and the other one with a -2. In this case, the sub-bins were already in place because the -2 bin is already occupied, but you get the point. Well, and these sub-bins exist as long as at least one of them is occupied. Once all sub-bins are empty, the EWM system will automatically delete the sectioning and maybe execute some other sort of sectioning when the next put-away process is going to take place. And if the next put-away to the main bin would be performed for a KA18 handling unit, for example, the EWM system would automatically create one sub-bin, because the KA18 only allows a sectioning of 1. And that is it on how to set up a palette strategy in the EWM system. We now had a detailed look at some of the most common and most often used put-away strategies in the SAP Extended Warehouse Management system. And to finish this chapter of our SAP EWM 110+1 customizing guide, we wanted to do some sort of conclusion.